All right, so let me tell y'all the story of how Joshua, aka Mr. Stand on Business, stood 10 toes on God's word and took Jericho. Now, a little backstory on Joshua. Yeah, let's start back at chapter 1, that is. And don't get mad at me at the reference because I want to pop him on the back of his neck with Jesus sandal too. If you know, you know. But back to Joshua. He was Moses' assistant. After Moses died, God told Joshua, get going. Lead the Israelites to the promised land. God told him everywhere his feet touched, he was going to give him, as long as he did 3 things. Number 1, obey the book of law, like Moses said. Don't turn left or right. Stand on the book of the law so they can prosper everywhere they go. God said, do this so you could prosper anywhere you go. Long story short, he said, do what I say and what I said so y'all can forever stack that money on. Period. Number 2, he said, meditate on the book of the law day and night and practice and do what it says so you can go where you need to go, be prosperous, and have good success. Now, the last thing that he told him, he said it to him 3 times. He told him, be strong and courageous. Now, this is the one that he told him 3 times between verses 1 and 9. And the last time he said it to him, he said, have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Don't be afraid. Don't be dismayed, because I'm with you wherever you go. God basically said, now I done told you when you touch down, let them people know you ain't never scared because you got big God on your side and y'all about to knock all these cities over and get what God said is yours. Message. Most people never get the promise that God has for them because they let fear steal the promise. God tells them to do something and they encounter an issue. Fear takes over, and then boom, you don't have your dream because you was too afraid to trust God to be who he said he was. And you don't believe him to do what he said he was going to do. You believe the fear. Now you settling for a life in a place God never intended for you to be when you supposed to be in your promised land. Don't let that go over your head. So now we're going to get back to Joshua. So we're going to fast forward to chapter 6. God gave Joshua specific instructions. Now, Jericho was locked tight. No Israelites could get in, right? It was locked tight because of the Israelites. So God told him, listen to me. What you're going to do is you all are going to walk around Jericho for 6 days. You're just going to walk around Jericho. You're not going to say nothing. He gave him instructions on how the priests are supposed to lead, how he's supposed to be guided, who's supposed to do what. Like, God was very specific in the instructions that he gave him. He told him, when you do this, I want you to let the priests lead. They're supposed to have their horns. They will know. You tell them exactly what I told you. 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram horns. Okay? He said, but on the 7th day, when y'all go around that city, the priests will blow their trumpets and the people will shout. God told him, he said, don't be afraid. I'm with you. He said, I'm going to give this land over to you. Joshua commanded the people and he told them what to do. He said, y'all are not supposed to shout or make any noise with your voice. No word should proceed out of your mouth until the day that I tell you to shout. So they did what God told them to do. They followed and obeyed what Joshua said. They got up. They circled Jericho. 6 days. Each day they did it. They circled Jericho. On the 7th day, they shouted. Boom. The wall fell. The walls of Jericho fell down. On the seventh day, when they blew their horn and Joshua said, shout now. Oh, baby, when they shouted, that wall fell down. As soon as the wall fell down, God gave them instructions and told them what they could do and what they could not do. God said, these things are now accursed, so don't take any of these things. This is what you can take. This is what it's for. But anything else, you cannot do. It is utterly destroyed. The city is to be utterly destroyed. So he made sure he told the people, take nothing. And you got to be careful with that too. Don't tie yourself to something that's accursed. Do you know things can be cursed? And when you take things from people that are cursed, you end up cursed. Don't let that go over your head. When God say no, let his no be no and his yes be yes. Don't do what you want to do just because. Now, the entire city of Jericho was to be accursed. All the people of Jericho were to be destroyed. Like they were supposed to. They were going to go into the city after the Lord gave it to them. And they shouted and the walls fell down. The city was going to be accursed. But there was one family. There was one person who was said to live. And that was Rahab. Rahab the harlot. She, along with her house and her things, were able to live and survive because she hid the messengers that Joshua sent out. The people that Joshua sent out, she hid them, and because of that, she was able to save her family and her things. That's how God's obedience works. When you work for the Lord, when he gives you instructions and you obey, no matter if the entire city around you, no matter if the entire nation around you is burning to the ground, God will save you for taking care of his business. I've always heard preachers and prophetesses and prophets say, when you take care of God's business, he'll take care of yours. Even with an entire city burning around her, she was able to be saved. So, long story short, they took Jericho. God gave them what he promised him. Joshua was obedient. And guess what? God did what he said he was going to do. Now, that's how he stood on business. So how you standing on business in your life? What I want you to do is let me know in the comments what you think about this, how you feel, and, just drop a comment. I got a whole lot more stories for y'all. So what I want you to do is like this. I want you to share it, and I want you to rewatch it anytime you need a little motivation or encouragement. I appreciate y'all, honey, and make sure y'all come back because I got a lot more stories to tell y'all. Okay, bye.